Oh, yeah, so those things are done. Okay, let it vanish. We will start then. Okay, let us go now to our application. So today we will be learning about grid. Okay. So in our APN there is two type of grids. One is read-only grid and another one is a 8-table grid. Okay. So first we will be starting with the read-only grid. Like if so suppose we had, so I am just taking this in sorry that what's the name? Yeah, so if you remember, yesterday we created this table, right? And you inserted these data. So what I want now is to show this data in grid format into APN interface. Okay, and that also first we will do it in read only. Means that just we need to show same phase of data into our APN interface. Okay, so that is a read only grid. First we will be doing. So I will be creating one interface. C underscore read only grid. Okay, this is learning how read only grid works. So it will be a easy one because templates and all now they have available in APN, so you don't need to think much for this read only at least. Okay, sorry. Let's give this one column because I will be only having one grid. Okay, so let's find the layout here, the field here. Should be here some. Okay, so see there are two types of grids: 8-table grid and read only grid. This for this we are taking read only because now we are concentrating on the read only grid. So I will put it here. Okay, so this section I don't need. I will be deleting it. Okay, first load it. Yeah, so it is loaded. I will be deleting it this section. Okay. So we have now the read only grid. So let's see what this read only grid needs to be configured. Okay. Okay. So there are four type of options. That what will be the source of the data of the read only grid. What we want to show these datas here, right, in this grid, right? So for us it will be the query editor because we want to query the data from the APN MySQL and will be showing here in this grid. Okay, so there is many other options, like suppose you have written some expression rule and there you are calculating some values, mapping some values from here and there, like those sub things also maybe you are doing somewhere and you want to show those data also in this grid, like not for the other three the data is not coming from the database directly. It needs some more calculation to do. That's why this is the other three sources. But for us, just to fetch from database and show it in grid, we will using this use query editor. If you remember last day also we used query editor, right, to fetch the data from database. So now we'll be doing the create query. So here also we need the constant to map about data store. So I have the constant yesterday created. So it's RTC, and see, if you just map this constant, all the thing will come automatically. Okay, you don't need to do one piece of code, just map it and it will come. Okay, so and this is generate query. Okay, so see, your data has come here. You don't need to do anything. Okay, just map this query editor and give the constant value there and it will come. Okay, now it's showing only like whatever the data is in database, those raw data you are seeing here. Okay, now suppose you don't want to show, as example, this ID like this. Okay, so suppose you want give this ID a prefix. Okay, like what is like suppose AA. Okay, then you can write this. Okay, and it will be coming like this. So based upon what you want to show to the user, how you want to show the user, that you can do in the value part, and accordingly it will be changing. Okay, but the main functionality is just use query editor, give the constant, the value will come. Simple. Okay, so you got the whole thing of this read-only grid, right? It has actually nothing. It is very simple.
Just the user can see the data.
Yeah, because see, if you are keeping these things here, you will not be able to see, right? So sometimes, no, many times they ask they want some grid or something. They will not say grid because they will not be going that much technical or something. Maybe they will be saying that I want to see these data into front end. Okay, then we need to suggest them that yes, we can do a grid and we will show these values like this, and you can show them demo like that or something, and if they are happy, then well and good, or if they are giving any feedback that no, I don't want it to look like this, maybe they can say that like what I can say, like this section A, they don't want to see as section A, they want to see as like only A. Okay, so those type of changes or something, whatever the feedback they will give, based upon that we need to make changes in our code. Okay, and the changes will be only in this value part. Okay, so here this every bang row dot section, what it's doing is, so see, every bang row, for each row it's taking so this whole value. Okay, and then if you taking dot section, then it will be taking this section A, the whole part. Okay, now if user says that I don't want to see this section, I want to see only A, then you need to write some code here. Just say you can use the decision object also, but for now, just to show you, we can just write like this, like equals to section A, then just print A. Okay, otherwise there will be another one if condition, that if every bang row dot section equals to section B, then P, otherwise give C. Like that, something, this code can be more dynamic, more things can be added, but for now I am giving like this. So see, now here it will be coming like A, B, B, C. It will not come section A, section B, section C. Okay, so what I wanted to say you, whatever the user will be giving you feedback once you show them demo or like that, you need to change your code in that way. Okay, so this is just a small example how you can do it. So yeah, so that's it. So it should be good enough if you understand whole thing. Okay, so I am just saving this. So this is the all functionality about the read-only key. Okay, there is nothing left in it. Okay, so I am so you are all clear, right? I will not give then more time in it now. I will jump to the 8 level grid.
So what is S3 bank?
Okay, so see, FVBang is function variable. Okay, because these all things now they have created this FVBang variable in this read-only field was not there previously. These things they have added in the recent releases. Okay, so if you are taking FVBang row, then you don't need to actually means calculate and give the whole value and like that. Okay, so that's why if you give FVBang, it means whatever the data you are calculating from here, okay, that it's coming as the variable if you take like that. Okay, and then every row dot id means every row means the rows. FVBang row means this row, means when you are doing this calculation, this query entity bit calculation, the data you are taking it, you are getting the all datas from here, right? Then if you are doing FVBang row dot id, it means it will take only one. Dot class means class 5, and it will print automatically by its own. You don't need to do so much calculation like how row by row it will take everything and all. This FVBang row will be doing all the task. That's the advantage of this FVBang row if you say like that. Okay, because if we are not doing anything right here, if you see, it's just being written FVBang row dot id. You could ask that like that how it's understanding that they need to print all the things like this serially. So that is the functionality this FVBang row does, that it will take the all things and it will print all the values one by one by its own. Okay, you got it right again?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so next I will be creating now the read-only part. Sorry, the 8 level grid. Okay, same way I will choose this layout. I will choose this layout. Okay, and then I will first delete this thing. Okay, now I will be taking this 8 level grid. Okay, it has come. Why it's like this? It's fine. Now see how to configure it. This is 8 level grid. I am not changing the value. Let it be like this, the level and all. Okay. So see in header cells. So same way we have previously shown this value into the grid, read-only grid. Now I want to make an editable grid where you can edit, where first of all you need to show these values into the interface, and that will be in editable mode. Okay, that will not be read-only, that will be in editable mode. Means you can change the values and can submit if you are submitting, and if you have corresponding process model linked and all into that interface, the interface should work and change the data. Okay, you got it right. The editable grid, it should change the data. You should edit it and then it should change the data accordingly in the process and in the database. Okay, so for editable grid we have header cells. Okay, so what is header cell? Okay, so see here, like this we have what we have, ID, right? ID, then okay, for now just keep it ID. So we need 2 more header cells because we have 3 columns, right? So I will be taking now class, and then section. Okay, now we have 3 columns, 3 headers. Okay, now go back and see what all things we need to configure more. Okay, so now, okay, so just going to it and see. Okay, now we have given header cells. Now we need to come to column configuration. Okay, so we need 3 columns because we have 3 headers and 3 types of column data to show, ID, class and section. So now we have 3 column also. Then what else? After header and column there is a rows. Okay, rows means what here in this ID, class and section, the whatever the item will be there, what will be the type, means will it be a, let me show it to be easy. Okay, so this is the type. What the data you want to show? Will it be a text? Is it a paragraph, integer, date? It can be one second. Image also, this text was anything it can be. Okay, so for us it's nothing but integer, right? So we'll be taking it at integer, and the other things was text and text, right? Text and other was also text. Okay, so now it has come. Okay, but now how we will show the value here, right? We need to pre-populate the value as well in this data. When the interface will load, the value should come here as well, right? So let me now go to the expression mode and see what the code has come here. So see, this is the grid layout for us, editable grid. So here we configured 3 headers, then 3 column config. Okay, then this row. Okay, this grid row layout will make row for this editable grid. Okay, this is the function of this grid row layout. Okay, so in grid row layout, what the fields we have? 1 integer field and 2 text field. Okay, now see, in these fields, in the here there is nothing into the save into, or there is nothing into the value as well, right? If there is nothing into value or into value at least, then how it will show anything to the user, right? So just for example, to I am giving here 1. Okay, so see, if I give here 1, it will show here 1. Okay, but and if I show here like that, let me give something value, and then I will give here, suppose in class we have class 5, right? Class 5. Okay, it has come here, and then again I will go here, I will give some hardcode value here as well. I am starting from hardcoded value to show you how the all functionality works. Then I will fetch the data from the database itself. Section A, suppose. Okay. So now these values you can see here, you can edit also, but as usual it will not be saved because in save into we have not given anything. Okay. So we need to give something in save into also, some variable, maybe rule input or local variable, but something we need to assign into save into, then only it will be saved, whatever it will be changing. Okay, so now this is the one row we are seeing. Okay, so like that, if we give two rows, it will be coming 2 row. Okay, and we can change the value as well. That is not an issue. Okay, this is the hardcode value, so you can change and give like class 5, let it be class 5, and this will be like suppose section B. So like that we can add many row layout, and the rows will be adding like this in this grid. Okay, but in real time scenario, if you see,
Want to manually add this?
sorry,
If you want to add manually, you have to use this type of code, right?
yes, but the thing is, the issue of this approach is in real time scenario we don't know, right, that how much the data is there in the table. Okay, and if we know also, so suppose there is a 1 lakh rows in a table that you need to populate somewhere into the interface, into the grid, into the A table mode. Okay, so will you be copying it a lakh times here? No, right? It's not. No one will do it. It's not. It can't be approached, right? So the thing is, and we from most of the cases we will not be knowing also that how much when we will be designing the interface, we will not be knowing that how much the data will be there in each day or like that in this scenario in the table. Okay, so it's a dynamic. The rows will be dynamic, right? The rows is not fixed, it's dynamic, right? Because today it can be 1,000, yesterday it can be 1,001, right? Because for most of the cases this A table grid also has one more functionality, also that is the add row link. I have not seen you that, but with this A table grid we can add row also. Okay, that I will show you tomorrow. For today it will be too much otherwise. Okay, so if we are giving the user add row functionality also, so they can add the rows also, right? So if we hard codes the rows here in the code, and if they are able to add rows, it will not match, right? The code and the backend and then those things. That's why we need to make the rows dynamic. Okay, so now come to the point how to make this thing dynamic. Okay, so what we know here, we know that this grid row layout makes one row. Okay, now we don't know how many rows we need to create. So what we will be doing is we will be doing looping based upon whatever the count is there into the database. We will loop this rows. Okay, so suppose there is 1,000 rows in a table, so we will be looping this grid row layout part into 1,000 times, and we'll paste it here like that. Okay, so I will just show you how to do it. Let it delete. Okay, so what I will do is I will create one more interface and we'll copy this part there, Control C, Okay, let me sorry. Let me create one more interface. Add this editable grid one go section. It is 1 second. Huh? Yeah, so I'm just creating it. So I'll just paste the code here. That is for the one grid row. Okay, so now what we need to do is we will be taking one rule input here, that is the class details. Okay, and we need to capture the value here and save into also. Okay, class details dot like the way also we have created any interface, right, previously. This is the way to like fill a form, right? Okay, so now our interface for one row is ready. Now what we will do, we will be calling this interface into our this main interface. Okay, I'm deleting this. So how we will do it? We need to loop this, right? So first of all, we need to paste the value as well. So let me calculate the value first. And to calculate now class details. Okay. Okay. Let me count it out of the Okay, I think we have one rule already for this. This is for class. Okay, fine. Let me write it. Query entity. We have our entity, that's the constant. And then we have our query. Then only I'll give paging. I don't need anything else. Here only paging I will give and fetch all the data. Okay. So all the data will come now. So what I will do is I will loop here with this a for each function with the count of that local thing dot data dot data, then expression I will call that interface. Okay, now see how it reacts. Okay, okay, sorry, I have not given this. Okay, so see, there are 4 values has come, means 4 rows has automatically come. Okay, that is happening for these rows, for this rows part. Okay, so it means our this calculation is working, our looping has working, but for some reason this is not getting the exact value. Okay, so now need to debug it, why it's not giving the exact value. So let's see it. 1 second. Look at class details. Okay, let's see what this class details is giving. Okay, otherwise we will not be able to find why it's not giving the data what we are wanted to see. So let me take one paragraph. This is the way that you need to find why it's going wrong and why the values are not coming like those cases. Okay, so you can take one paragraph field or something, then you can see here it says that what is coming in the local class details. There we have faced the data. Okay, so okay, fine. So there we have okay, so there it has come dot data. Okay, so if we do dot data, it will be giving you, let it load, these values, right? So what we have done here is, let's show in this. So we have giving this dot section. So if we give here in this thing, it will, okay, this dot section, okay, 1 second. Let us copy this and paste it here. Let's see how it's written. I will just keep one, not keep everything. test it and see. Okay, 1 second. Why it's not printing the value here? Last. Okay. Second. Section A. Okay. So now we can see the value, right? So the value, so see, what we have done is, first of all, this rows part, this for each part is for looping, to calculate how many rows we need to print. Okay. So this is what in items we are giving, that where you need to iterate this one row. Okay. So this is the thing will come is like this, that there is 4 arrays you need to iterate. So 4 times you need to print the row. That is the thing. Okay. So then here we are giving this thing passing, we have created one row in separate interface and we are calling here, giving this thing in the input, saying that you need to print this when you are printing the row. You need to print this value into the row. Okay. So this is the bit, means this is this thing. Okay. And then fvban index means for row number 1 it will be giving you this row to print. Okay. Then row number 2 it will be giving this row to print, sorry, means this second row to print. Okay. So like that this whole code works. You got it? Tell me Nikhil, it's little tricky, not tricky,
Yeah.
but for you.
A little confusing.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me Nikhil.
Yeah, a little confusing.
Yeah, tell me which bit you are confused. I know it will be confusing for you for the first time. That's what I'm asking. Where you have confused, you tell me.
From that FV index,
Sorry for.
FV index part.
Okay, index. Okay, so see, this for each have some inbuilt functionalities like every bang is fast, is last, item. Here I think it's mentioned. Yes, see, every item, the current array item. Okay, then every index, the current items index in the array. Okay. So these functionalities is, this for each has its own. Okay. So here if we are giving here every band index, it will automatically calculate for each row when it will try to print. So suppose for row number 1, when it will print row, first it will print the row. Okay. So with this for each it will print the all 4 rows, 1 2 3 4. 4 rows has been printed. Now it will try to see that in rows what is needs to print. Then it will come to this expression page, and there it will see that there's one interface and this is the input it needs. Okay. And in input you need to send the value so that it can pre-populate. Okay. So then this is the value we have calculated previously, right? We have fetched the data from the database. This is the value. Okay. And then if you do dot data, so I have shown in paragraph field how it looks like if you do dot data. Okay, so this is the this bit what you see in the paragraph field. Okay, so then if you here come and do this every bank index, it means that when it will be trying to populate the value of the row number 1, that is the index number 1, then it will be taking this it will take this array, whole array, and then it will search the row number means index 1 array, and then it will be having this value. Okay, and then it will work like normal things, like, so it will be here. If you see here, we have dot id, dot section, and dot class. So here we also have this dot id, means that will be printing in 1, dot class, it will be printing class 5, and dot section, it will be printing a section A. So every band index, it will be giving you the index number automatically, and then it will be fetching the index, means the value from the array with that index, and then it will print in the corresponding rows.
Okay, first it will print first row, then it will go to the.
Yeah. Automatically it will see every that for index 1 we have this value, so we need to take this and print this. For index 2 we have this value, take this and print this. It will automatically take with this every one index. So okay, so we just need to map this thing in items so that it can understand where to iterate and how to take the, means on which array it need to take the index and all. Okay, so this 8-table grid actually comes very frequently in real-time cases. Generally they ask for add, modify, delete, all the scenarios. So but this can be a little mess for you, so that's why today I am only showing you how to take the data and print the data in 8-table mode for in grid. Tomorrow I will show you about the add, and I will be happy if you can do the add and delete part, at least have it thought. Otherwise I will be taking it tomorrow. Okay, add and delete part. So after this 8-table grid add and delete is done, I will be giving you the same way this video today. Up to this, you see it, make it in your mind what is happening, where and how. Then we will be going with the add and delete part tomorrow, and then we will be doing the integration part also tomorrow. Okay, so the way integration that is also left, that also I will be taking tomorrow. Okay, so for you, so I will just show you the place where we can add the add row link function. So here we have our add row. Yeah. Okay.
Add row list.
Yes. So if I add this parameter, it will just show the add row link, but it will not work. But for you, today I am just showing you. Okay, sorry.